Welcome to Rob Schmitt Tonight, reporting from Jerusalem again tonight. And coming up in the show, a ride to the other side of the wall that's been built by Israel to keep radical Islamic terrorism away from their people. We're going to go to the West Bank. We're going to speak to some moderate Arabs in Bethlehem whose livelihoods have been decimated by the October 7th attacks. That's all coming up here in just a little bit. We're also going to visit the Church of the Nativity and the cave where Christians believe that Christ was born. You'll see a mass from inside of that cave. That is all coming up. But first, we begin with politics back at home. And after 4 years of propping up Joe Biden, concealing very obvious signs of decline and covering up for very radical policies, it appears the jig is finally up. Biden is bleeding out politically after Thursday night's debate. Reuters now reporting there are 25 House Democrats who are preparing to officially call for Joe Biden to drop out of the race. That is a healthy chunk. They're in moderates. They're in places where it's going to be tough to get reelected with Joe Biden at the top of the ticket. CBS reporting nearly 3/4 of the country now, 72%, believe Joe Biden is not fit to serve as president of the United States. This has been a rapid decline. And the sad reality is that Joe Biden didn't just have a terrible debate. He's been like this for a number of years. But the Democrat establishment, the media, of course, protected him. They circled the wagons around his deteriorating health. They lied to the faces of the people who trust their institutions. They lied right to their faces. Take a look back at some older clips of Joe Biden that we've pulled up. You can see that Joe has actually needed to use a teleprompter when he's doing TV interviews. And this has been the way it's been for at least 4 years with Joe Biden. Take a look.
4 more years. Pause.
Every window on every country. Let me start this over again.
Thank all the folks you heard from earlier in the beginning of this event.
To fund Social Security and eliminate Obamacare in the middle of a pandemic. And to quote, we'll have something that we do not seek. Make it clear, we do not seek. We do not seek to have America.
So you see from those clips, very obvious that he's reading. And he's, again, reading during TV interviews. This is not just a speech somewhere trying to raise money. This proves not only did the Biden campaign and the Biden White House know the topics before his interviews, the media gave them, or they had the questions, that they knew the exact order of the questions as well. The Biden campaign knew what questions were coming. They knew exactly what order they were in. It was so perfectly prepared between the media and the campaign or the White House that they could actually put a teleprompter to a live interview. That is 1984 levels of media complicity. That is Ministry of Truth stuff if you ever saw it. It's very surreal to see. A congressman from Texas was the first to call on Joe Biden to step aside after the debate. The floodgates, it appears, are about to open if 25 more come. It seems implausible that Joe Biden can survive this. So if you were wondering who the happiest people on the planet are right now, well, they're the 3 people on your screen who are all feeling like their moment is now arriving. Kamala Harris still pretending to stand by Joe Biden, saying they'll beat Trump again together in November. But remember, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris actually hate each other. Biden's wife and Kamala Harris really hate each other. And Kamala already has her people out there leaking stories that are meant to consolidate support around her for when Joe inevitably does drop out of this race. From Politico this week, a Kamala ally torching the idea of skipping over Kamala and having an open convention if Biden drops out, saying the fact that people keep coming back to this is so offensive to many of us. They still don't get that the message you're saying to people, to this Democrat Party, is we prefer a white person. So they're already installing race into the primary process if Joe drops out. Now, the white people they're talking about are 2 of the most insufferable politicians in the United States. We've got Gretchen Whitmer right here.
There were moments where we, had to make some decisions that, in retrospect, don't make a lot of sense. But that being said, some of those policies, I look back and think, that what maybe was a little more than we needed to do.
And as you heard, the most annoying voice in politics, who shut down her entire state during COVID, leaving just loopholes for only herself and her husband so they could get the boat out. And then you have Gavin Newsom, the smooth-talking, suave governor whose spin skills are so impressive that he even does interviews on Newsmax. Just don't judge him by the state that he has absolutely destroyed. So those are the options, right? Should Biden drop out? But it does appear now that if the race card's been pulled, knowing how the Democrat Party works, it's probably Kamala's to lose.